This is Mrs. Lewis, just to give you a quick pep talk about finding great secondary sources. This is the Finding Great Secondary Sources page on your LibGuide. Please forgive the blankness over here. That's where this video is going to go ahead and live. But I wanted to show you a few things that I thought could be really useful. First off, and I hope that this will be received incredibly well, is we have a new Saint Search, and Saint Search is a new feature that we are subscribing to now that allows you to go ahead and search all of our databases, with the exception of like 2 or 3 which actually don't pertain to your project, at one fell swoop, which we think you will be really, really happy about. So for example, if I go ahead and do Wexword expansion, and I'll also do the Gilded Age as well. And clearly I can put these things in quotation marks if I wanted to even further to narrow that down. I want to go ahead and point out a few things. One, you really are searching everything all in one fell swoop right here. We've got 3,443 results, and this is obviously a very general search in terms of the terms. Keep in mind that EBSCO, this particular Saint Search is through EBSCO, and they are so smart that they are actually searching equivalent subjects. So it takes a look at what you're searching and is smart enough to know what other search terms are that you might not, and it is searching those things as well. If you feel like you're getting things that you don't want, sometimes going ahead and crossing that out and eliminating that is useful, but it is a default that it will automatically go ahead and do it. Note it's also searching full text plus catalog, which means that it is searching our library catalog in addition. And you can see here there is a book set that is entitled Gilded Age in the Progressive Era, and it's giving you the exact location in the right library, which can be really useful as well. You can see the specific types of sources that it's come back with, and it breaks it down for you. What's nice about this is often you do not want book reviews necessarily, because you can't really use them as an academic source, although sometimes they're useful in finding books that you might also want to request or discover, so that can be useful. But you can see here you've got books, ebooks, journals, magazines. So if I just wanted academic journals, I could click on that and get the 372 academic journals that are coming up in this search result. So that can be really useful if I'm drilling down for a specific type of source. In terms of where it's coming from, if you go ahead and take a look at the content providers, you can actually see these are all of the individual databases you would be doing searches on, and instead it's doing them all for you all at once. So that is really, really nice. But if, for example, you wanted something really specific, you could also go ahead and click and narrow it down to just a specific source if you chose to go ahead and do that. So you have lots of options. So Saint Search, I think, can be really, really useful for people. Note that you can put things in folders over here, and it will pop them up at the top into your folder so you can go and take a look. We do recommend you making sure that you go ahead and send yourself an email that has a PDF attachment, or you print it or save it and upload it to Google Docs. Just keep track of what it is that you're doing, and please do use your research log or something similar to indicate which keywords you're searching and which databases you're searching. So I would do Westward Expansion Gilded Age, and I would put down Saint Search next to it, and that would help me remember what it was that I had already done. I have gone ahead and put underneath it some more specific sources in case that's useful for you. In terms of books, books are a great place to go ahead and start, simply because, one, if you're a little bit more tangible and you like to hold something, I think that that's really useful. But the nice thing about books is that oftentimes people will get 7 or 8 books that relate to their topic, but please don't feel like we expect you to read the entire book. That is usually not how research goes. Instead, you get those books, you usually read the introduction to understand the author's thesis and how they've broken up their book, and then you pick the 2 chapters or a chapter that pertains to your topic, and you read through that and use the material. It's a great way to see how they can model using primary sources and analyzing them, because obviously you'll be looking for primary sources to do the same thing, and it can really help inform you as well about how to go ahead and make use of all that information to collate it. I have gone ahead and put a link to the St. Catherine's catalog, and you might say, why are you doing that? You just said that it's searching the catalog. Well, take a look. I did the search Westward Expansion, and I came up with all of these books, which Westward Expansion Gilded Age didn't necessarily go ahead and do. So with that in mind, I think sometimes it's just useful if you just want immediate gratification, let me see what's in the library right now, that can be particularly useful to take a look. I want to point out the American Eras books in particular are terrific, and any of these reference books, even though they're in the circulating collection, I would strongly encourage you to not take them out because other people in your classes might want them. Please ask the librarians to show you how to photocopy, or you can even scan the pages and just have it sent to yourself as a PDF. And that often is a great way to make sure you have a super copy that you could actually annotate, unlike the regular book, and you've left the resource available for everyone else as well. So that's nice. Notice that I've also put in a link to Amazon. The reason for that is that I often find that so many of you pick such great topics, and maybe we don't have a lot of information about that. So looking on Amazon to see if there are quality academic books that you would like us to order for the library, I'm usually more than happy to do that. If something's super expensive or if there's a bunch of stuff that you need, I have put in links to the University of Richmond Boatwright Library catalog as well as VCU's Cabell Library. The reason for that is that you can check ahead of time to see what they have in their millions of books that they have available in each of those libraries. And we have at the front desk the permission slips for any St. Catherine's student who would like the ability to go and make use of those libraries, including borrowing books. While you're there, you can actually use the ton of databases that they have, so it can be a really, really fantastic way for you to get wonderful materials and also to be in a location that has a Starbucks, has a really terrific cafe, and you could just set aside an afternoon and go with a friend or by yourself and just go ahead and get, like, knock off 4 hours of research and then come and have something to really talk to your teachers about. So that can be a useful experience. You've got the Saint Search link, but just in case you're interested, these are the specific links to the databases that you would go ahead, that you are searching when you do Saint Search. It seems a little crazy that I've put them here, but in actuality, I did that because sometimes it is worth being within just one database to go ahead and search. Sometimes they offer search options that can be really useful. So just if you're getting a little overwhelmed with Saint Search and using the parameters on the left-hand side to narrow that down doesn't seem to be working, just take a gander and look at an individual database and see what it is that comes up. So I just wanted to offer you that option because I think sometimes people can be overwhelmed by how much actually comes back in the Saint Search option. But that is finding secondary sources. There are a lot that are out there. As always, if you're getting frustrated and you're not finding what you need, please do come and talk to me. I would love to go ahead and help you figure out, like, if there are different keywords that you can use or different search terms, and really look and see what we can go ahead and find for you. Good luck. You're going to be really, really great.